It's easy to understand why so many people are in denial or seem to be in denial over this situation. I understand it can be devastatingly depressing to think that we are in the middle of a mass extinction event. The planet Earth is no longer able to sustain all of the people, the overpopulation, the overconsumption, the overexploitation of the land, of the animals, the other species that share the earth with us. I understand why a lot of people just want to continue doing their Target hauls and trying out new makeup looks and fun stuff like that. I guess I'm a little different because I feel like I came to grips with this when I was very young. I came to grips with the fact that the earth and humans will not exist forever. I remember being very young. I'm guessing I was about 5 or 6, maybe. I feel like it was before I went to school, but my dad was watching a science program, and it was mentioned, it was discussed that the sun is a star, and stars don't live forever. They have a life cycle, and they eventually burn out. It was explained that without the sun, the earth would not exist. I remember picturing the way it was described. I remember picturing it as the earth flies into the sun and burns up. And at that moment, I guess that was the beginning of my existential crisis. I was a little of a strange kid, I guess, on top of the fact that I was the gay boy and didn't have any friends. I was also weird and moody and sad and depressed all the time. So I guess it's no wonder I didn't have any friends. But that early existential crisis helped me to come to terms with feeling like life has a purpose, finding purpose for myself. I spent a lot of years exploring religions. There's a book called The Religions of Man that I read, searching for meaning and looking for some type of guidance and purpose in life. I eventually came to a spiritual understanding led by people like Deepak Chopra. I guess it's partially Buddhist principles that are heavily emphasized, but also the belief that we are souls in this physical reality. The science tells us that what we perceive as solid is not really solid. There's mostly air and a bunch of little molecules or particles connected by energy and spinning around, and none of this that we perceive in this 3D reality is real. That helps me to come to grips with this current crisis that we're in, where the earth is no longer going to be able to sustain us. There are just too many people. One scientist said, I will link this video below, it's really interesting, that in 1970 was the tipping point. We were 3 billion population on the earth, and that was about the amount of people that this earth can sustain without over-exploiting the environment, overstressing the balance of the planet. So although I'm not, super happy about drill baby drill, even without drill, baby drill, we'd still be in trouble. No amount of windmills or solar panels are going to save us at this point. What needs to happen, which is not going to happen, I have no illusions about it, is we need to go back to a simpler way of living, a way where we're self-sufficient, where we don't have all of our conveniences that we love so much. Our Target hauls and going shopping for Christmas and manufacturing so much plastic stuff and using so much energy to heat and cool and make ourselves comfortable. To go back to that is a choice that I'm sure very, very few people would choose at this point, because we've got a taste of it. We've got a taste of the good life. Flick a switch and turn on the air conditioner if it gets a little bit too hot, you know. But this, to me, this realization is empowering. It's empowering. I know everybody processes things in their own way. I feel like a lot of people are just in denial, and, you know, that's their choice. I choose to understand and know what's going on, and I choose to use it as motivation to live fully. We are here for a short time. The human body dies. It's not like we're going to personally live forever. And humans will not live forever. An extinction event doesn't necessarily mean that humans will go extinct. Maybe there'll be a couple. Maybe there'll be a small group of humans who can survive the devastation of the things that are going on that are going to get worse, like all the storms, extreme heat, droughts, the toxic cloud of fog, smog that's over India right now, making it hard to breathe. It's not going to be fun. And I wonder, I have to wonder if a lot of the billionaires who continue to take from everyone else and build their wealth at the expense of everyone else, selling us all kinds of crap that we don't need and denying that we're in a crisis, if they have some secret plan to build bunkers or fly off to another planet, Elon Musk building rockets, just like in the movie Don't Look Up, where they flew off into space. They waited until Earth had regenerated, which Earth would regenerate. If we were to disappear, Earth would probably have a huge sigh of relief that the biggest pests have been evacuated. But I came, like I said, to find meaning for myself. My belief is that we are souls. We are here on this planet to experience this 3D reality, which is something we can't experience in our soul realm, because in our soul realm, we're pure energy, we're pure love, we're part of God. God is the ultimate, is pure love energy, creative energy. And we're like a little tiny, tiny piece of that energy, and a little tiny, tiny piece of that energy comes down into this 3D reality and experiences the contrast and the good and bad and the dark and light. And yeah, there's a lot there's a lot of dark, but there's also a lot of light. And the fact that we do die, and the fact that the human species is in danger of dying, doesn't that make it all the more important to live fully now and love and be happy and let go of the need to judge every single person who doesn't agree with us, and to be angry because someone's wearing a mask during COVID, or be angry because someone's not wearing a mask during COVID, and wasting our time being angry and hateful instead of spending our time with pursuits that bring us joy. Hopefully those pursuits don't always require things. Shopping trip. Oh, I have a new hobby. I better go shopping. There's so much content, information, and entertainment, and hopefully you have people in your life, or even yourself, that you can love and enjoy with, and just look at the wonders that we have right now on this planet, and revel in the leaves blowing in the breeze, which is an image and a sound that that really makes me happy. Just looking out the window and seeing the trees, and the leaves are undulating with the breeze. That always makes me happy. Or just appreciating being in your warm house and taking care of your house plant, or spending time with your children or your significant other, and realizing that this time is precious, and it's more precious because it won't be forever. And that's why I'm not really sad about this extinction event, and maybe that sounds weird, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, is that because things are not permanent, that makes them more special. And that's all the more reason to just love, be happy, and just let go of, there's so much hate and there's so much conflict and polarization. And a lot of that is just those in power trying to distract us and separate us, because, you know, the country divided is easier to control. And we're so distracted, and we need that fast food, or we need that product, all those products we can go to the store and buy to make us happy, because we can't be happy because there's so much conflict in the world. And it's all within our power to say no to that and just say yes to happiness and joy, and enjoying the sound of the airplane, the technology that is pretty amazing when you really think about it, that humans were able to create, and allows us to travel to different parts of the planet. And someday, a lot of this will be lost, but it will never really be lost, because our souls will remember. Our souls will have these experiences. This is so loud. But I hope that as this continues, and it will get worse from year to year, and a lot of people are going to get mad, and and point the blame at people who are denying it. And that's just a waste of time because it's going to happen. And blaming somebody who isn't where you are, who isn't maybe able to come to terms with it because it's just too horrible to think about that we're in an extinction event. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your moments being on this earth, being angry and blaming and judging. It's precious time. The time we have left is precious. And like any person on their deathbed will tell you, they wish they spent more time with people they love, doing things that they loved. And I don't know if anybody on their deathbed is ever going to tell you, I really wish I fought harder for the Democratic Party. Have a great day, and maybe that's something to think about.